Dog, it's pitch black. It's morning time. It's not even nighttime. But I'm going to do this video because I want to go live later today and talk about some stuff. But God bless you guys. Good morning and everything like that. Or whenever you see a good evening, a good night. God bless you. Remember, God loves you. Christ loves you. I love you and everything like that. We overcome these obstacles and just be grateful for a day because a day is a gift. Everything that we have and we wake up to, we don't have it on our own. So think about these kind of things. Make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling, the YouTube page, and also check out the website, c3ultimatewrestling.com. We have our show Press Start 2 really, really soon, January 21st of this month. Let's talk about Vince, right? We've all known that Vince has been wanting to return to the WWE. But man, the way he's doing it, he's willing to destroy his company and actually sell it to get back in position. Now, let me say this. Vince's practices before all of this with the scandals and stuff, you have a lot of shoot interviews where wrestlers, men and women, have said that this man is perv city. And a lot of people swept that under the rug or saying, oh, you're just a bitter ex-employee. And now it's coming to light. So what I'm saying is what Vince has done as a man, as a father, as a ex-husband, as a person is trash. And I've talked about this stuff. I've in previous videos, I've said things about, these things aren't right. And even some of the people who worked for him and his company had something to do with it and also did stuff inappropriate themselves. All of these reports are coming out. These rumors are actually happening. So let's think about that. So him stepping down was the decision, but we all knew that he still had stake in the company and stuff like that. Obviously, what Triple H and what everybody was doing, he didn't like. He didn't like certain people coming back. Didn't like certain people getting pushed and stuff like that. So it was just like, he wanted to come back, but now he really wants to come back. So now he's threatening the WWE, saying basically if y'all don't put him back as the chairman, he's going to basically hold the company hostage. Hostage as in, I'm not going to allow you guys to extend deals to USA. TV deal, very important. Been having it for years. I'm going to halt these kind of things. I'm going to halt income into the company unless you put me back as the chairman. And WWE is in a partially lose-win situation because I do think that Vince, despite the facts, all of this scandal and the inappropriate stuff he was doing, he still has pull with TV deals and with companies and stuff. If he did independent shows, people would book him. People talked about the Teddy Hart documentary and how bad of a person he was, and he wound up helping him get booked to a lot of places. It's just what it is. And with the climate that we have now in America, let alone everywhere else, I'm going to just be honest, people forgive these people doing stuff like this real quick. It's attack on the children. They're trying to teach the children to be adults. They're teaching them adult things. And women and men who have been touched inappropriately and stuff like that, you only have a certain time to talk about it. And then people forgive people. What Vince brings to the table is heavier to what a lot of the scandals. That's the other people. To me, this is trash and things like that. If I was WWE, I'd do everything in my power to stop him. I'd also try to see anybody that's a mole, because you have moles. Like if you have all of these people that are doing reports and stuff like that, these reports of wrestlers wrestling here or wrestling there and hearing about fights and stuff that was never filmed, there's moles there. You know what I'm saying? You do have other people that are probably telling Vince everything that they've heard and stuff like that. I would think about that. WWE does have to do a purge. They really do have to do a purge if they want to survive. Like I said, Vince wasn't the only person that was being inappropriate, touching people, cheating on his wife and all this. He was not the only person. And I'm sure people was still working in WWE who was doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even guys who's in AEW. I've always looked at Dark Side of the Ring, right? And they talked about all these dark things and bad decisions that they done. And JR is like one of the main ones that was there. And then I'm like, well, JR, you were a part of it too. I understand you're trying to, make WWE a bad thing and make Vince be a bad or worse person than he is. But you were a part of it too. Cornette, unfortunately, part of it. Like a lot of these guys were part of some of these scandals and and controversies. So it's like, if you could do that for Vince, who y'all was cool with, I'm sure y'all do it for Tony. You know, the dark side of the ring to me was only a matter of time before scandals from AEW or any other company would have happened, because that's just what it is. Not being mad at dark side of the ring, you know, AEW and a lot of these wrestlers and ex-wrestlers, they opened the door for it. They was like, hey, come into the locker room. Let's talk about this stuff. And I watched it. I enjoyed the show. So going back into that, it's a big fight. If I was WWE, I would actually make a statement and say, hey, man, we know there's a lot of stuff going on, and apologize. They should have been did this. They should have been did this, especially if you are more of a kid-friendly company now. Y'all should have been did this and stuff like that. It's a lot of stories that wrestlers are refusing to say because either they sign an NDA or they just love WWE so much. And I think with tribalism, that's just a bad thing, to just love a product so much that you just love, that you just sweep under the rug how they treated certain people in the past and even now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were upset and responded to how the Fabulous Moolah was treating those women and stuff like that and pimping them out, and then WWE changed it and stuff like that. So I'm like, keep at their neck for WWE and a lot of other things that they've done to keep wrestlers or to pay people off so they can be quiet and stuff. You know, we don't talk about the Ashley Mazzaro stuff anymore. You know, unfortunately, she ended her life, but she talked about the things of the tribute to the troops and how she was touched inappropriately and by soldiers. You know, the people who we praise for protecting and serving the country and stuff like that, and how WWE said it's sweeping under the rug. It's a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying? Vince is not good to come back to the company. And Vince is that horrible, horrible ex-boyfriend / husband. It's just like, if you can't enjoy life, if I can't enjoy it with you, then you can't enjoy life, period. This is nothing but damaging. And the thing is, if y'all make him chairman again, if I was a multi-million-dollar company that's doing business with him and knowing all of these reports and stuff, I wouldn't want to do business with you guys. This shouldn't even be considered, yo. Y'all should have fought harder. If of course he had shares, y'all just didn't think he was coming back. I was like, bro, everybody knows he wants to come back. Everybody knows he wants to come back. Straight up. And the fact that he has an option, like, this is even talked about, is crazy. The most we should have talked about was he just wants to come back. But the fact that he's trying to hold the company hostage is just one thing. You know, and a lot of people consider this close to like WCW. And I would say this, it's an implosion, because WCW didn't start losing because WWE got better as a product. WCW started losing because of politics and doing stupid stuff. To me, I think they're going to fight to not just give him that spot or whatever like that, but they're going to think about it. See, this is the thing about promotions and pandering and stuff like that. Most of the time, these businesses don't care about the stuff they promote with check boxes, i.e. Black History Month or Pride Month, you know, what people call June and Latin History Month. Like, a lot of these are just check boxes to just show, okay, we just care about it because y'all care about it now. But then as soon as the next month come in, we don't care about this kind of stuff. And that's just the kind of company that a lot of companies have been in. WWE is no different from that and stuff like that. Speaking Out movement happened. I thought this was a positive direction off a negative thing, because there was a lot of sick people out there. And then as soon as that cleared up, here come more scandals coming in. So I will try my best to not. And going back into the checkbox thing, this is why it's like, okay, cool, you're going to step down, but it's still your company. You have major shares. You can do whatever you want with it. You know, y'all should have tried to do y'all best a little harder to try to kick him off or get more of the shares and stuff like that. You know, as much as everybody's praising one Triple H to like run the whole company and stuff like that, it's still passed to Stephanie, and Stephanie's in a hard spot between her husband and her father. Because the father knew giving it to her, she'd probably give it back to him, because she was trying to be done with the company in the first place. You know, nasty work. You know, nasty work. It's just a difficult situation for WWE, but at the same time, you know, you reap what you sow. You know, Triple H knew some of the scandals and all of the stuff that was going on back there for years, but you want to be so loyal to a company, you know, that hurt people, touched people, done dark things to people, threatened people, held people hostages, told people to sweep stuff under the rug, and now everybody got to face it. You know, do I think it's the end of the WWE? Personally, no. I do think this is a dark light I do think that Vince will probably have other stuff to say if things does not go his way. You know, it just shows you how much of a bad person he is because it was his father's company. You know what I'm saying? It was basically when father passed, he took over and stuff like that. And then we were thinking that times are slowly changing to where his daughter and son-in-law was taking over. But he wants to still be in the forefront. He wants it till he dies. Or if he's out, he doesn't want anybody to reap the benefits of running the company. He does not want that. He doesn't want the company to be successful without him. As a person who owns a company who is gaining steam, I love what I do. To promote, to look out for wrestlers, to give things, fans, what they want, what they love to see, and give them things that they didn't know they wanted to see and they love it. I love doing that, right? If I pass or leave and my sons or my daughter wants to take over, that is fine. If I get old enough and I don't want to do it anymore and they say, hey, give me a chance, I will risk that chance because if it's very successful, because I know it will be successful, I will let them get the reins. I will show them the insides and outs. My youngest son, Cameron, he's already around me. He's looking at me how I sell merchandise and stuff like that. He wants to be around me. He doesn't want to go home. He wants to stay with me and stuff like that. You know, not putting all that stuff on him. I'm just saying, that's just my thing. That's how you do quote-unquote generational wealth. It's not always about money. Sometimes it's about what you know and what you learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the situation. You know, I can't go off of, okay, well, you know, I really don't want my kids to work for anybody else to make them a lot of money. I'd rather them make their own money into the company that I built and that they're still trying to uphold. That's just me. But some people, not just Vince, they're like, hey, I need to do this. I want to run this. I want to run that. Hey, WWE's the ex-girlfriend. You're happy without me? Oh, no. If you can't be happy with me, you cannot be happy with anybody. And that's what it is. It's just a bad relationship. Vince should just fall back, you know. I don't think he's going to jail, unfortunately, especially with statutes and limitations and what people will consent and stuff like that. He should have just sat back, you know. I think this is not a good thing to be talking about at the beginning of the year, for sure. This is not a good thing to be talking about. We should be talking about, okay, well, what's going to happen in WrestleMania? Now we're talking about, oh, well, will Vince get the company back? Oh, man, Vince is going to stop this stuff. This is not a good thing because usually sometimes in the physical realm of the world called Earth, negatives outweigh the positives. Remember that. I hope you guys are having a good day. Tell me, guys, what you guys think about the situation. Is Vince bugging? Is WWE bugging? What is the best thing to do? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and have a blessed day. Let's take it home.